You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
All right, man. Salute everybody tapping on there. Like, share, and subscribe as y'all come on in the building. Remember, I'll be announcing today who won that 40-inch flat screen TV for this month from our podcast paid subscribers. So I will be announcing that tonight on the community post. So y'all make sure y'all check it out if y'all are subscribed to the podcast show on the paid version. Also, let's get right into this video, man. And I want to talk about this situation with former top flight security of the world officer Brandon Tatum. Now, Tatum, he's made a huge mistake and come out running his mouth about Ben Crump. That huge mistake may cost him dearly in the end. Tatum has come out being very, very, very critical and very disrespectful to Ben Crump, as I had to ask myself the question, if Tatum's a former police officer, why is Tatum involved in this case? How did Tatum get interjected in this case? Well, Tatum, from what we gather, the family of Warren Hudson, apparently, according to reports, reached out to him to provide their side of the story. And if I were Tatum, I would ask myself, why did they reach out to me? What made them reach out to you, Tatum? What do you think made, allegedly made people reach out to you, right? From the other side, right? Could it be your commentary and the things that you have said and put out here in the public atmosphere? I believe so. Tatum, right, went and did interviews with all of the friends, a lot of the friends, right? I'm going to say all of them, a lot of the friends. He did interviews with multiple of them, right? He's been out here talking down on civil rights leader and attorney Ben Crump. See, that's the part that Tatum leaves out. Ben Crump is not only a civil rights attorney, he's a civil rights leader, something that Tatum could never be in his life. He can never be a leader, right? Tatum can never be a leader, point blank, period. Ben Crump is not only a civil rights attorney. See, he's a civil rights leader, right? That means when shit don't look right, he show up, Tatum, and he do what he's supposed to do. He makes people pay attention, and he brings and addresses the situation and basically puts it on a national spectrum so that everybody can see what's going on. You, right, are upset because the family hired Ben Crump and that they raised concerns that racial bias could impact the Mississippi investigation. Tatum, you talked about why would they get Ben Crump when in Mississippi, this has already been proven. In Mississippi, man, racism has already been prevalent and relevant. We've already seen that. Ben Crump has already had a case in Mississippi just the other year that had to do with a boy, black dude, saying that three white dudes had chased him, and then he comes up dead. And then the first autopsy said that, oh, accidental. Then he does an independent, and they say that the boy was murdered. But I want to play what you said, because I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Y'all cannot get me to understand this. I got kids. My kid come dead. I'm calling your friends, and they mama them. I'm not calling Benjamin Crump. At least not right away.
What you mean you're not calling Benjamin Crump? At least not right away. Your kid is dead. Them people tell you, oh, it's an accident. You're not accepting that. You damn right I'm calling them right away. I'm looking to see who the hell can help us, what the hell is going on, and I'm calling him right away. You know why? Because they have suffered something, Tatum, that you have never had to suffer. You've never had to lose a kid, Tatum. So you don't know the pain that the family goes through of losing a child. See, you can only talk from a position of the unknown. So how and who the hell are you to tell the parents how they supposed to feel and what they was told? You wasn't in the room, Negro. You wasn't in the room when they was told whatever they was told. Whatever they was told, they didn't like it enough to go get civil rights leader and attorney, Ben Crump. Just because you don't like it, and just because you want them to go get a local attorney, Negro, you don't get to choose who they hire. You don't get to choose who they hire. Why are you worried about who they hire? Tatum, if there's no racism involved, Ben Crump would not bother you one iota. Let me repeat myself again. Tatum, you're so easy to cook, boy. If there were no racism involved, nobody in Mississippi would be worried about anything with Ben Crump. Come on now. So you said that. Then you asked them, why go get Ben Crump? And you've been disparaging Ben Crump the whole time. Matter of fact, let me get to that shit right now. I'm going to get to that shit right now. You have been running around criticizing Ben Crump, claiming that him and other figures are profiting by amplifying racial grievance. Tatum, I would argue that you profit by amplifying lies and diminishing racism. I would argue that your channel and that your content diminishes a lot of racial tensions in the United States of America, man. Just from listening to some of your content the last 2 days. I went through and listened to your content, a lot of your videos, right? You say, and you criticize Crump for making public statements claiming that if the white friends had been black, they would have already been treated as suspects. And you argue that this is strictly opinion, not factual evidence. Well, I can argue, Tatum, that I can argue, Tatum, that you saying that you talking to those friends for a couple days and you said on your channel they're good people with good intentions. I can argue that you are putting out strictly opinions and not factual evidence. And why can I say that? Because how could you know the kids from talking to them for 2 days? Nobody knows a person from talking to them for 2 days. You talk to those kids for 1 or 2 days, right? You talk to those kids for 1 or 2 days, and you ran around acting like you just knew that they were just great people. Not saying they aren't, but you act like because you talked to them for 2 days, you knew them. Think about all your criticisms, man. I'm going to cook your ass. Right? You said that only served to ignite public outrage. But the stances that you consistently take on your channel, Tatum, sparks outrage within the black community. You don't look at it like that, though. You don't look at it like that, but it does. The opinions you spew on your channel, Top Flight Tatum, what that does is that incites outrage within the black community. Now let's keep going, right? You, by referencing Booker T. Washington's famous quote about people who make a living or find financial gain by keeping racial friction alive, directly accused Ben Crump of utilizing tragedy to maintain his national media promise and financial model. That's what you said. But you have maintained and increased your model by, through this case, appearing on multiple media platforms. Chris Cuomo, News Nation, Nancy Grace. And you were also talking about going on another network in that video you did the other night. So you're going on network to network, increasing your exposure off this case, sir. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Right or wrong? You said that this case is a tragic situation involving a group of close friends and likely heavily drinking, not a racially motivated crime. How can you say that, Top Flight Tatum, when you, nor Weavy Wonder, nor Weavy Wonder's sister, nor none of you have seen the evidence in the case file? Why, Top Flight Tatum? Because the case file has sealed. It has not been open to anybody, not even the parents. That is why the parents are going wild. Think about what I just said again. Tatum, you labeled this case, you're mad because you say that Ben Crump and the family are labeling this case as racially motivated when you, and you're saying they're doing that without no evidence when you're saying it's not with no evidence that it's not. Make it make sense. This dude contradicts himself every single sentence that he say. He say, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to put race into it. But you are trying to take race out of it, and you don't even know the dynamics of what's in that case file they got. You don't know. So how can you speak on something, Tatum, that you factually, this is a fact. This is not something that I'm guessing. This is a fact. You haven't seen the case file. You have not seen anything that's in the paperwork or in the investigation. You are not an active cop. You just as much as them two officers over at Holy Moly Donut Shop. Top flight security of the world. That's what you are now. You got a flashlight, nigga. You shine somebody. And that's about it. But you're talking as if you have information that's in the actual investigative police file that have not been released to the world nor to the parents, which is why they have a right to feel like that. They lost a child, something you never had to go through, Tatum. Something you never had to go through, Tatum. Peep game now. Peep game now. So Tatum, he wants to go at Ben Crump and make it that Ben Crump and them are looking for financial gain. When Tatum has not only done videos, think about this, y'all. Tatum has done live streams But think about what else Tatum has done with his live streams. He's chopped them up into numerous small clips. And Tatum, tell the people, how much money have you gotten from talking about this Nolan Wells case on your YouTube channel? Tatum, I asked you that question, Tatum, because on your channel as we speak, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, you have 29 videos and live streams. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have and let me tell y'all this. He's got 10 live streams in the last 3 weeks. And let me tell y'all this. All of his views were down. Let me expose this to you guys. All of his views were down until he started talking about Nolan Wells on his live streams. You can't make this shit up. Tatum has 3 million plus subscribers. The man was doing 25,000 views. I'm going to see, this is when you come with it. Because I'm coming with it, dog. This man literally, I'm finna show y'all this. He literally only started doing real views when he talked about Nolan Wells. I'm going to prove it to you right now. His live streams, he wasn't doing no numbers recently on his live streams until he started talking about Nolan Wells. When he started talking about Nolan Wells, his numbers went through the roof. His numbers tripled and quadrupled. Matter of fact, he did 5 times the numbers and earned 5 times the money talking about Nolan Wells. Right? 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 Say it again. Say it again. Now, let me put this on the screen for y'all because I want to show y'all what I'm talking about. So this man done did damn near 40 videos. 40 on Nolan Wells. But he's telling y'all that the person who's cashing out is Ben Crump. Think about what I just said. This man got 40 total videos on his channel. Now let me show y'all this, because this is very important. Because this man say that Ben Crump and them coming around looking for money. This man has cashed out in full on his channel. And don't none of those videos he put up say fundraiser. Those videos are monetized, and he doing ads for liquor and other things in those videos. These are facts. But he want to come tell y'all that Ben Crump and them, yeah, man, I mean, why would you go get Ben Crump? I mean, they doing that. Yeah, I mean, they looking for, no. The question is, Mr. Tatum, is why were your views down? And then you suddenly started talking about Nolan Wells and your views went all the way up. I'm going to show you again. I told y'all this. Watch this right here, y'all. Watch this. I want to show y'all this right here. Do y'all not see this right here? Look on y'all screen. Do y'all not see this on your screen? Right? Read what it says. This was 2 weeks ago on Tatum's channel. Look at this, y'all. So Tatum talked about Lance Twiggs, right? On a live. He did 48,000 views. He talked about Tyler Robinson. He did 35,000 views. He talked about Tyler Robinson again. He talked about, Tyler Robinson again. 43,000 views. He talked about Riot's breakout, right? 25,000 views. This is 2 weeks ago. He talks about Ben Crump is doing this and they're looking for money. Okay, so Tatum, what happened to you when you started talking 13 days ago about Nolan Wells? And every video afterwards damn near been about Nolan Wells. 13 days ago, you talked about Nolan Wells, you went to 136,000. Then you came back again. You talked about Nolan Wells. You did 256,000 views. Then you came back again and talked about Nolan Wells. You did 301,000 views. Remember, Tatum, just the videos before that, you was only doing 38, 40,000, 25,000. You talk about Nolan Wells, now you doing 300 and something thousand. You getting all these subscribers. Then you talked about Nolan Wells again, 255,000, buddy. Then what did you keep doing? You talked about Nolan Wells again. 2 days ago, 185,000, 158,000, 158. Those are all live streams. But he told y'all, nah, it ain't me. It's Ben Crump. It's Ben Crump out here looking for, they out here. This is what he's doing, y'all. This is, and listen, I'm gonna show y'all every video he's done damn near. Every video he's damn near done has been about Nolan Wells. Every damn video he has done for the last 2 weeks, you can't make it up. You can't make it up, man. You cannot make this up, bro. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this, man. Because see, the truth, it can never be denied. It can never be denied. He talked that shit about Ben Crump. But if you look at Tatum's channel, once he saw that Nolan Wells shit was kicking in, this nigga, wait till I show y'all the videos. Every video he was doing damn near was about Nolan Wells. And you know how much money he made off those videos, y'all? If I count the viewership, y'all, Tatum has had to have made at least $250,000. At least. At least. In the last 2 weeks. Think about that. In the last 2 weeks alone, he has had to make damn near $250,000 talking about Nolan Wells. But he gonna tell y'all that Ben Crump is in it for the moolah, baby. Let me show y'all this now. Those were just live streams y'all looking at. Now, you guys, let's look at the actual video. See, that's live y'all see on y'all screen. If you look right there above the video that says the first video, it says live. Like you do lives, you got regular videos. And what he does is he breaks it up into a million pieces, right? And he gets paid more and more and more off that one topic. Pete, now, Pete, what I'm showing y'all this now, I'm putting y'all on the game and showing y'all this. He said, and I want Tatum to debunk this, because he said, and he criticized Ben Crump. That's exactly what he did. He criticized Ben Crump and came out swinging on Ben Crump, saying that Ben Crump. Now, let's look at the videos, y'all. There's the videos right there. Look at this, y'all. You can't make this shit up. 2 days ago, Nolan Wells, these are his videos now, y'all. 187,000 views. Nolan Wells. Oh, he did one video about Corey Ruiz. Nolan, they got him in that. All this got him back in our algorithm. But Nolan, because he was doing Nolan Wells videos before this too. Remember that, y'all. So that got him in the algorithm. Look at this, y'all. Nolan Wells, autopsy results, 290,000. 2 days ago, he did Nolan Wells testimony debunks fake audio, 76,000. Judge Mathis spirals over Nolan Wells case, 114,000. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. Look at this, y'all. 13 days ago, they lied to us about Nolan Wells all along, 400,000 views. Black people, he said, run it. Look, all he doing is attacking black, but then he goes right back to what, y'all? He goes from that, and then look what he does, y'all. He talks about Charlie Kirk, Brick, 35,000 views. That's 11 days ago. Then what does he do, y'all? Come right back to Nolan Wells, 344,000 views. So he went and talked about Breland Hollyhand blows the lid off lies being told in Charlie. That did 35,000 views. He comes back in the next video. Nolan Wells' funeral was a woke disaster and does 344,000 views. But he tell y'all Ben Crump is out here for the money. Again, Nolan Wells' best friend tells the truth about Nolan Wells after backlash. Guess what, y'all? He did 800,000. That video is going to do 1 million views. Look at it, y'all. You can't make this shit up. Did Nolan Wells' family just get busted in massive lie? 204,000 views. Another Nolan Wells' best friend, 567,000 views. Black people mad I exposed truth about Nolan Wells. 277,000 views. Civil rights attorney exposed Nolan Wells. 252,000 views. Nolan Wells' best friend, Blase Blah, 95,000 views. Look at this shit. You can't make it up. Nolan Wells' best friend exposed the truth on Horn Island Park. He did a part 2 to that shit. 453,000 views. Ben Crump gets blasted. 218,000 views. Nolan Wells' best friend took 517. Look at all these views, y'all. Look at all these views. Officer Tatum goes off on Ben Crump for lying about 105,000 views. Nolan Wells' phone was deleted. He did a part 4, y'all, and got 400,000 views. But he telling y'all, Tatum, top flight Tatum, telling y'all that Ben Crump is doing this for money. Oh, you know. But look at this now. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Breaking news. Nolan Wells lawsuit explodes in devastating update. 161,000. D.L. Hewley called me out, backfired over to Nolan Wells. 176,000. Officer Tatum stuns Nancy Grace. No, you got stunned. Friends of Nolan Wells filed lawsuit at the 150-something thousand views. Look at this. This nigga got more views than CNN. All on Nolan Wells. This man has at least done, from what we've counted so far, you guys, and then look at this right here. He did a video 5 hours ago that's got 69,000 already. Nolan Wells again, 167,000. Friends of Nolan Wells, 150,000. Boy, this nigga talking about Ben Crump. I want y'all to think about this shit. He talking about Ben Crump and talking about. So ask yourself, what made him? Because if it ain't about the money, why he ain't turn off his monetization? Why is he running ads during those videos? Why is he out here promoting his liquor and his other during these videos? But let's get back to what he said, because I'm gonna stir fry his ass before I go eat lunch.
Then, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. One of the kids' mama sent us a document like 80 pages of everybody, all this stuff. I mean, meticulous. Who said what? Who said what on TV?
See, this is the problem I got, Tatum. You keep saying one of the kids' mama sent us. Nigga, why not have sent that to the parents off the rip? Why not have given that to the parents and to the cops and to Ben Crump off the rip? Why they giving this shit to you? I want you to think about this now. And let me ask you this question, Tatum. Would you trust anybody? Right? And you said, well, I'm gonna let you say what you said, Tatum, because I'm gonna cook that shit you said. I'm gonna let you say what you said first.
Putting this whole thing together. Why you won't talk to that person? Send that to Crump and let y'all go over what they got.
We had this IT
Now
guy.
he said send that to Crump and let them, bro. You ain't on the case, dog. you acting like you on the case, nigga. You not on the case, boy. This man is acting like he's still a cop. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. Jay Reed, you ain't no cop. You ain't on this case. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something. What y'all think would have happened if Tatum was on this case? I'm gonna ask you again. What y'all think would have happened if Tatum was on this case? See, Tatum's telling y'all this. But if Tatum was on this case, what y'all think would have happened? Man, let's keep going, man.
I mean, meticulous. Who said what? Who said what on TV? Putting this whole thing together. Why you won't talk to that person? Send that to Crump and let y'all go over what they got. 2 super chats.
Look, 2 super chats. But he talking about super chats, y'all. He talking about super chats. See, I could easily come in here and say, hey, y'all, hey, bang the Cash App, y'all. Bang that Cash App. We ain't even doing that. We ain't even doing that. He said, peep this now. This is during the video. He said, oh yeah, 2 super chats. Can you make this up? But he sit up here telling y'all that Ben Crump, this is insane. This is insane. Let me play that again, y'all. Hold on. We got to play that again.
And let y'all go over what they got. 2 super chats. Was that the whole clip? We got one more clip, and I'm gonna go to super chats. Roll the clip.
Do you believe, or do you have any reason to believe, that this investigation is doing exactly what you want it to do?
Well, we know at the beginning they started out saying there was no foul play even before there was any investigation, Chris. So that was a concern to them.
Right. Do you not understand English, Tatum? And why he said what he said? Because they told him it was no foul play from the jump. So when they was told that, they said, oh, hell no, we ain't accepting that. Our son get found face down, ass up in the water, and you gonna tell us that there's no foul play, and that's it? Nah, we need an investigation. You sitting over here wondering why that they went and got Ben Crump. That he telling you right now.
day one.
That was the trigger for why we felt we had to go this route, because it wasn't.
The mama just told you. She said that's the reason why we had to go this route. People acting like they don't understand English. The mama is telling you why they got Ben Crump. You said, and then you asking, well, why not get a local lawyer? Why the fuck would I get a local lawyer? That's the reason why Carmelo Anthony doing 35 years in fucking prison. Don't sit up here and talk about something. Why y'all ain't gonna get a local? For what? I'm gonna get an outsider to tear all this shit up. Don't sit up here and talk about, why y'all didn't go get it? You can't tell them people who to get. Why are you worried about that? If there was no racism involved, Tatum, you wouldn't give a damn who they went and got. Because you ain't got nothing, there ain't nothing to worry about. If it's on the up and up. But you so worried about who they got. And then you talk about, oh, well, Crump, nigga, tell me one lawyer that's out here not getting paid for this type of situation, some way or another. Tell me one. Tatum, you talking all that shit, you getting paid. You getting paid. From YouTube, you getting paid.
Even hours after they had found his body, where I'm watching on the news that the sheriff is saying likely an accidental drowning. We do not feel there's any foul play, but yet stories are not lining up. And so from there, that's why we're here now.
We just want the truth.
All right, I think I said enough.
To the person who said, I'm getting paid, I never denied it. I never denied I'm not getting paid from the videos. So, Mr. Todd, sit your ass down and shut the hell up. Tatum is out here talking about Ben Crump, Todd, when he is getting money hand over fist on YouTube videos because of this. So you're gonna talk about why y'all go get Trump doing all that, or Crump doing all this. He talking about Crump money, but he won't talk about Donald Trump money. Oh, you heard what I said, nigga. He talking about Ben Crump money, but Officer Tatum, that Negro would never talk about Donald Trump money, and I guarantee you that. I guarantee you he won't talk about Daddy Trump money. He'll talk about Ben Crump money. Think about this. He'll question the family to why they went and hired Ben Crump. But he won't question Donald Trump to why he hired his personal lawyer to do all that work over there in his cabinet. Oh, that's right. He won't do that. He won't do that. He won't do that, buddy. No. Nope. Won't do that. He'll never talk about Donald Trump. Ever. Donald Trump can say whatever he want to say about Officer Tatum. And Officer Tatum will never talk back. Ever. Donald Trump got damn near over 50 women that have accused him of sexual misconduct. Do you think Tatum will do one video talking about that? This nigga done did 20-some videos talking about Nolan Wells. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Why is top flight security of the world Tatum not talking about Donald Trump being accused to the FBI, right, by a 13 leader for some of the most heinous, diabolical and demonic acts known to mankind. Why won't Tatum talk about that? But he'll come up here and talk all this shit about Ben Crump. Ben Crump will go down as a legend in his own time. Tatum, you'll go down as Donald Trump's caddy. That's it. That's it. Right? Think about this, y'all. But let's keep going.
Y'all gotta understand how this actually played out in real life. The Coast Guard is involved. The search team is involved. Night and day looking for Nolan. After his friend is the one that took the initiative to alert authorities and alert his mom. We haven't seen Nolan. We're concerned. His body washes up. Investigators get his body and they take it to the OME. Then they brief the chief. There's no signs of foul play at this moment.
How does he know this? How does Tatum know this? Tatum cannot know this. If Tatum, let me tell y'all something right now. If Tatum comes out and says that he knows, because he's giving y'all specific information, I want y'all to remember, they sealed the case. Nobody has the details. If anybody in that police department leaked information to Tatum, that entire police department can be sued and prosecuted. It is illegal, and Tatum knows this, to leak private investigative material to a top flight security, ex-cop, or anybody before a grand jury unseals it. So if anybody, it shows you, if anybody was to have told Tatum anything, how did Tatum get those specifics? Tatum cannot come out and say, yeah, they told me that, because he'll bust them all, and then Ben Crump will have a $500 million lawsuit. How did Tatum get that specific information? Ask yourselves that question. If I'm Ben Crump, I'm asking, how did you get those specifics? He said him and Ben Crump may set up a debate. So I hope, Ben Crump, you see this and ask that Bama. How did you get that information, dog? The family can't even get information. So how did you get this information? Because you're giving specifics. You're saying that they did this and they did that. How do you know that? Listen up, y'all.
Then they brief the chief.
How does he know they briefed the chief? How does he know they did that? I need everybody to answer this question in the comment section. The case is sealed, y'all. The mama and daddy have come out here crying because look at the mama and daddy yesterday. They've been out here crying, begging for answers because the case is sealed and they won't even tell the parents. So how did Tatum find out any information? How did Tatum get any private information on a private case? Ben Crump don't even know what they got. The mama and daddy don't know what they got. How does Tatum know? How does he know? $1 million question. $1 million question. Let's keep going. Listen, he giving y'all specifics.
His body washes up. Investigators get his body and they take it to the OME. Then they brief the chief.
How did he know they briefed the chief? How does he know they briefed the chief? How does he know what happened step for step? The parents don't even know. How the hell do he know? Did somebody tell you, Tatum?
There's no signs of foul play at this moment.
What do you mean no signs of foul play? How do you know? Did you see the body? If I'm the parents, I'd sue the fuck out of his ass. Because how could he know? It's a sealed case. How could he know? Once again, you guys, the case file is sealed. How does Officer Tatum know what is going on in a sealed case file? How does he know this information? He has no link to an active investigation. He's not active police. And if anyone leaked information to Tatum, that is a violation of the parents' rights. Learn law. Ask any lawyer, they'll tell you I ain't lying. How did somebody got to ask Tatum. Tatum, how did you know all this? Who told you this? That's how you bust him up. Because if he says my sources, okay, name your sources. To the person who said Tatum got more money than me, you want to bet that nigga? You want to bet that nigga? Tatum was a cop for 6 years, nigga. I played professional basketball for 16. Sit your bitch ass down, boy. And shut up, nigga. Bebo Lottie got more head than he got body. Tatum was a cop, nigga. I was on the court. Let's keep going.
Lie. The autopsy comes out. The secondary autopsy comes out. What was the determination of the secondary autopsy thus far?
Hold on. But you haven't seen the determination of the first autopsy. And they've already told you, Tatum, that the second autopsy was incomplete. They told you the second autopsy was incomplete. Why, Tatum? Because they were missing certain parts of the anatomy, because the people who did the first autopsy still had those parts and they were examining them. So he couldn't give a conclusive answer without those other parts. You know that, but you playing semantics, nigga. You playing semantics, nigga. Let's keep going.
Undetermined. What do you want them to do? You want them to make something up? Y'all went and got your own black attorney, a black forensic pathologist, and he said,
He never said they wanted to make something up. Ben Crump never said that. Ben Crump only said, we want transparency regardless if what the results are. We just want transparency and to know the truth, and we want a thorough investigation. What's the problem with that? That's exactly what Ben Crump said. And if I were Ben Crump, I'd sue your ass for misrepresentation of comments too. Because you are using a platform where you're getting millions and millions of views and misrepresenting what he said. He never, this is why I told these people on YouTube, stop running around talking about a murder because we don't even know the cause of death yet. Tate is out here saying this dumb shit, and Crump have not even said none of this. Crump have only said, yo, look, we want a transparent investigation. Crump never came out here and said, yo, one of them boys murdered Nolan Wells. He never said it. He's never said Nolan Wells died accidentally. He's saying we don't have the answers and we want the answers, the true answers. And we don't want you to come to us after the first day and tell us, oh, accidental death, yeah. No. We ain't accepting that. We want a real investigation. Because it was too many different things that happened that don't add up. You're acting like the family just making shit up. They told you a whole list of things. Everybody listening to this video, y'all need to go ask Tatum, who told him all those specific information? If anybody was leaking information to Tatum in Mississippi, Ben Crump and the family got a $500, $600 million lawsuit. Ask any lawyer worth their salt, they'll tell you the truth. It is illegal to leak privately sealed information to an outside entity, especially like Jason, or excuse me, Brandon Tatum. These are facts. Ask any lawyer worth their salt, they'll tell you I ain't lying. If there's any way they can prove that somebody on the inside of the investigation leaked information to anybody on the outside, that's a crazy lawsuit right there. Crazy lawsuit.
At this point, pending investigation, it's undetermined. The only indication that he had, and he was doing the most thorough job he could possibly do, is say there was redness under.
No. It's undetermined. Why? He told you why it was undetermined. They were still missing key parts of the anatomy that they needed to finish the examination, so it was unclear. And Tatum, you ain't no idiot. You know the toxicology ain't come back yet. You know the toxicology ain't come back yet. The toxicology, y'all, it just came back for the state. Ben Crump, they're going to come back in a week. They're going to have their toxicology in a week. Watch what I tell y'all. Because Ben Crump and them did their toxicology, and they did their, days after the state did. So their toxicology is going to come back a few days after. And it's about the right timeline, you guys. Because the autopsy and the toxicology, to get the toxicology is going to take a few weeks. So we're in the right time frame to get the autopsy and the toxicology. Right? So remember, Crump and them did theirs afterwards. So Crump and them's going to come, the toxicology going to come, and Crump and them going to come out and say what's in the toxicology. Watch what I tell you. Right? Because that's going to put even more pressure on the public now. Whatever's in that toxicology.
The skin and the soft tissue. No lacerations, no blood, no obvious signs of blunt force trauma on the back of the head, the side of the head, the face, the stomach, the arms, the neck. He did not.
Excuse me, sir. He already see Tatum be cherry picking, man. This dude is hilarious, bro. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. Remember why they said a lot of the areas they couldn't thoroughly examine? They said because the body had decayed, it had been decomposed from the days that they got it from they got it from the examiner. So they got the body like what? Between 8 and 10 days later? So the body had decomposed, so it was hard to kind of see certain things. Tatum knows this. That's why the state autopsy means so much more. I've been telling y'all this shit. He know that. But he'll come on YouTube and say this bullshit. And a real nigga like me, I'm going to catch him.
Kate, there was anything that was obviously signs of foul play. The neck, the internal workings of the neck did not come with the body. Every person who is a chief medical examiner has said on TV and has said to me that...
Oh! Did y'all hear that? He has said on TV and has said to me. Now, Tatum, let me ask you a question. I know you didn't talk to nobody who did that autopsy because they can't give you no personal information. I'm going to say it again. I know you ain't talked to nobody that did that autopsy down there in Mississippi because that is illegal. If they gave you any information, because you said on TV and to me. Now, Tatum, how could anybody, I want you to think about this. You have to use your brains. How can anybody on TV know what the state has in their autopsy unless somebody from the state told them? How? Because the autopsy results have been sealed. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. You know what happens sometimes with cops, y'all, and ex-cops? They got a little thing. See, I'm going to bust it open. They got a little thing where, ex-cop comes in, current cop. Hey, what up, man? Cop buddies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Tatum, I'm going to ask you a question. Did cop buddies share information? You an old cop. Did you share information? I'm asking you a question. Right? You a cop buddy. Right? Did you share any, did they share any information with you? Because you said you're talking about an autopsy report, but you haven't, none of us have seen, not even the parents know what the autopsy says from the state. The state is going to have the best autopsy because they got the body right out of the water. And they were able to examine the body, throat, everything off the rip. Their autopsy. So how can you speak on the autopsy, Tatum, when nobody has seen, the parents ain't even seen the autopsy? Imagine Tatum knowing about an autopsy from the state. If that's what we talking about, before the parents know. Y'all gotta listen to everything these niggas say. That's why I be trying to tell y'all this. Let's keep going.
The internal workings of the neck did not come with the body. Every person who is a chief medical examiner has said on TV and has said to me that that's not abnormal for them to hold the trachea and this part back because they want to do as thorough of an investigation as they can. How is that not going the way you think it should go? They interviewed 60 people. They're presenting this to a grand jury.
How do you know how many people they interviewed? See? How does Tatum know how many people? He's giving up the info, y'all. How does Tatum know how many people they interviewed? If I'm Ben Crump and the parents, y'all need to send this shit to Ben Crump and to the parents. Y'all need to ask, how in the blue hell is Tatum getting all this personal information, but we can't even get information? How does Tatum know? Nobody is privy. That's why I've been telling y'all on YouTube this whole time. All these people that's talking about, oh, they killed him till they did it. Bro, that's bullshit. Nobody knows the case file. Nobody knows what they got sealed in that case file. So how does top flight of the world, former officer Brandon Tatum, know how many people they interviewed? How would he know? I want y'all to answer that question. How would Tatum know? Tatum is see, nobody's asking Tatum these questions. Tatum needs to be subpoenaed and sworn under the penalty of perjury to give up all the information he has. Tatum should be if I'm them, I'm pushing for his ass to get subpoenaed and questioned under the penalty of perjury. If the statements he made on his YouTube channel were facts, and if they were facts, how did you find out? You were sworn under oath. Somebody tell the parents he needs to be questioned under oath under the penalty of perjury. How in the hell do this man know specifics about an investigation that's sealed from the public that the parents can't even get information on? And if you don't believe me, I'm going to show you on the screen right now. I'm going to show you on the screen right now. If you don't believe me. Right? I want y'all to see this. Right? And I'm going to show y'all this. Because everybody needs to see this. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. And I want to put this on the screen just so everybody can see what I'm talking about. Right? Right? Pete, what I'm showing y'all. Let me put this on the screen. That is a lawsuit waiting to happen. And I'm going to show y'all right now. Let me put this on the screen for you guys. Tatum, you need to be sworn under oath, buddy. Now look at this, you guys. Attorney Angel Myers McLeod has explicitly stated that releasing unapproved evidence or investigative details violates the state and ethical rules. While independent commentator and former police officer Brandon Tatum traveled to Mississippi and stated he reviewed the case elements. Ooh, wee. He primarily conducted interviews directly with the family's attorneys and young men who are with Nolan Wells. The legal boundaries, ethical mandates, and rules surrounding information sharing in this active case include the following constraints: rules of professional conduct and sealed evidence. The Jackson County District Attorney announced that all evidence is sealed until it's presented to a grand jury under Mississippi's rules of professional conduct. Prosecutors and their staff are legally and ethically restricted from releasing non-public details to protect the integrity of the proceeding. How does Officer X, top flight cop of the world, Tatum, know how many witnesses and all this information about a sealed private information investigation? Answer the question. Answer the question.
Not going the way you think it should go. They interviewed 60 people.
How does he know that? How does he know that? The parents don't even know this shit. How does he know? Let's keep going.
They're presenting this to a grand jury. What do you mean? I don't understand. But I'm okay with you saying, if this was my son, I want authorities to do their job, but I'm gonna make sure they do their job. I don't need to go to the public and do a GoFundMe.
So you don't need to go to the public. You don't need to do a GoFundMe, but you on YouTube getting views from this case. You went down there and interviewed those boys. Did you pay those boys for an interview, Brandon? Or did those boys do the interview for free and you put that money on the YouTube revenue in your pocket? Somebody asked Brandon Tatum. Somebody asked ex-cop Brandon Tatum. You ain't no cop, right, Jay Reed? Somebody asked him, did he pay them boys to do that interview? Or did he just take the YouTube ad revenue and put them 800 millions of views he did total? Come on now. What happened? What happened? Nobody's asking him. Nobody's asking him. No, I don't think he paid him. I don't think Tatum paid him. You know why? Because he ain't stupid enough to pay them, and then somebody say, oh, well, you paid him. They can say anything. He ain't did that. But I know one thing. Ask him, what happened with the money he earned from those interviews? Ask him, did he put that shit in his pocket or not, in his bank account? Ask him. Them shit did a lot of views. Let's keep going.
And raise money before I ever see what they're doing. And I don't need to be public.
He said raise money. First of all, the parents didn't do the GoFundMe. A friend for the parents set up the GoFundMe. Once again, a friend of the family set up a GoFundMe for them. And you can't control who donates to a person's GoFundMe or GiveSendGo. You can't control that. Whenever there's an investigation like that, a lot of people will have GoFundMes, Tatum. What are you talking about, brother? Tatum, if you weren't so fortunate and blessed to have money and be in the position you're in now to where you ain't got to be no cop no more, nigga. Because, Tatum, I'm going to ask you a question. Did you stop being a cop because you was getting money on YouTube? I'm just asking you. Why did you stop being a cop? You're young. You only did 6 years or 7 years, right? Why you stop being a cop, dog? You care about protecting and serving the law so much, or did that job not pay you enough? That's what the question I want to ask you, Tatum. Right? Right? Peep what I said. Peep what I said.
Hire a private investigator, somebody that's going to hold them accountable. That doesn't need to be public.
That doesn't need to be public. Yes, it does need to be public. You know why it needs to be public? Because in private, you can do anything. In private, you can do anything. It does need to be public. Let's keep going.
Unless you make the story big. All right, I'm gonna shut up. I gotta go. You guys understand how crazy this is that the boys are being accused of murder. They hire
Ben Crump didn't accuse them of murder. Ben Crump has never accused anybody of a crime in this instance at all. Tatum, show me one video where Ben Crump accused one of these boys of murder. You're talking about YouTubers, dog. You're not talking about Ben Crump. Ben Crump has not accused anybody of murder at all.
criminal attorneys. And people are shocked that they hired attorneys. But you don't
You said criminal attorney. Hold on. Let's go that back.
being accused of murder. They hire criminal attorneys.
That's the thing. You said hire criminal attorneys. They never accused anybody of murder. That's the thing. They said they wanted a impartial, fair investigation. And they did not trust Mississippi because of the history of racism, which is why they hired a civil rights attorney. Boy, I was stir-fry this. It's so easy, boy. Tatum, you easy, boy. You so easy, boy. You so easy, boy. You so easy, boy. You so easy. It's too easy, boy. Tatum, it's too easy, boy. It's too easy. They never said he was murdered. They said that they didn't accept the answer that they got immediately. And they wanted a thorough investigation. And because they didn't trust the racist system in Mississippi, they're hiring not a criminal lawyer, but one of the best, if not the best, civil rights leaders and lawyers in the country, boy. You mad about that, Tatum? You mad because you ain't that smart as me, boy? You ain't as smart as me, Tatum. See, Tatum, let me tell you something. I ain't dumb like a lot of these other YouTubers. I'm not going to run around on my platform and accuse people of murder and ain't no proof that nobody murdered nobody because I ain't seen no files yet. I ain't seen no case files yet. See, Tatum, you can't do that with me, nigga. I'm too smart. I'm not like these crash out dummies out here that are willing to risk themselves getting sued and don't even know that a private citizen has a low bar standard to sue and get their ass up out of here. See, I'm too smart for that. I won't smoke with you, Tatum. I want all that smoke, dog. So if you want to get this debate, let's do it, dog. I want the smoke, nigga. I want that smoke, Tatum. Because you lie and cap. You sat up here and said, why not hire a criminal? Because they never accused anybody of a crime. Listen to what he said again. He acting like the parents and Ben Crump accused somebody of murder. They didn't. They never have. You can never find one statement where they accused anybody of murder. It ain't nobody but these delusional content creators who's doing that shit.
You guys understand how crazy this is that the boys are being accused of murder. They hire criminal attorneys. And people are shocked that they hired attorneys. But you don't think it's odd that a family is looking for criminal justice and they hire a civil attorney?
Why would you hire a criminal attorney and you haven't even been accused of murder by the cops? Tatum, you're not making any sense, buddy. Why would somebody hire a criminal lawyer? That's what you just said, Tatum. Why would them boys hire a criminal lawyer if they haven't committed no crime? That's what you said out your own mouth, Tatum. That's not me. That's you. Listen to what you said again, Tatum.
Criminal attorneys. And you guys understand how crazy this is that the boys are being accused of murder. They hire criminal attorneys.
Right. Who are they being accused of murder by? They're being accused of murder by who? If someone accuses you of murder on YouTube, you go get a criminal lawyer? You only get a criminal lawyer, in my opinion, when you've been charged with that. If someone were to come on the internet and accuse you of murder, and that was a false allegation, you get a civil lawyer because you're going to sue them for defamation. Tatum, you're not very smart. You fool people who aren't smart. You don't fool me. You don't fool me.
You guys understand how crazy this is that the boys are being accused of murder. They hire criminal attorneys. And people are shocked that they hired attorneys. But you don't think it's odd that a family is looking for criminal justice and they hire a civil attorney?
First of all, that's another lie. And if I'm the parents, I would sue you. Christine and Elmore Walmsley have never accused anyone of murdering their son. Why would they have to hire a criminal attorney if Christine or Elmore have never accused anyone of murder? Top flight Tatum. Top flight Tatum. They've never accused anybody of murder. The parents nor Ben Crump. That's the craziest part of it all. The parents nor Ben Crump has accused anyone of murder. The only thing they've said is we don't trust a racist system to give us a thorough and impartial investigation. That's it. That's it. That's it. A civil rights and a civil attorney, right? Which is what Ben Crump is. See, Ben Crump is more than just an attorney. This is the thing that guys like Top Flight Tatum don't understand. Ben Crump will go down in American history as one of the greatest civil rights leaders ever. Let me repeat that again. Ben Crump will go down in the history books as one of the greatest civil rights leaders ever. Civil rights leader, civil rights attorney. That's what he is. That's what he is. Civil rights leader, civil rights attorney. Shout out to the girl in the comment section who said she sent a cash app. Salute to you. Right? So when you have a problem in the community, right? And you feel like you are in a town that has shown racial biases over the years, you will call a civil rights attorney. And guess what, y'all? How was Ben Crump a race baiter when we saw what happened to Ahmaud Arbery, Ben Crump's client? How was Ben Crump a race baiter when we saw what happened to Breonna Taylor? How is Ben Crump a race baiter when we saw what happened to George Floyd in 4K? In 4K. In 4K. How? And I can just, the list just goes on and on and on and on. Ben Crump is gonna go down, and he's in his prime right now as far as this shit is concerned. Ben Crump is gonna go down as probably one of the greatest civil rights leaders and attorneys of all time. Of all time. Right? Think about what I just said to y'all. Tatum will never go down as being great for anything except for capping. That's it. He probably be one of the greatest cappers. I got that nigga first team already. It's him, Whitlock, Stephen A. Smith. Right? So I'm saying it again. I'm saying it again. He could never be. He doesn't have the heart or the soul to be. And see, Ben Crump is so smart, he don't play your stupid games. See, he want. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something. They want to project on Ben Crump like he out here accusing somebody of murder. Ben Crump too smart for that. He ain't a rookie in this game. He ain't gonna come out here and accuse somebody of murder without evidence. He didn't get this far in life. And let me ask you a question. You said that Crump is an ambulance chaser. How is Crump an ambulance chaser when they called him? Crump cannot chase an ambulance unless they hire him. So you're wrong, sir. Imagine that, y'all. Think about this, y'all. He says Crump is an ambulance chaser. That means every lawyer in America is an ambulance chaser. What lawyer y'all know don't want no clients? What lawyer do you know don't want no clients? Make it make sense, y'all. What lawyer do y'all know don't want no clients? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. They called Crump. They called Crump. If you want to up and up, Tatum, you wouldn't give a damn. Let me give you an example. If you Michael Jordan and you know you're the greatest basketball player ever, you wouldn't care who's on the other team. Man, you think I'm worried about LeBron James? I'm Mike. Tatum. Think about what I just said to you, buddy. Ben Crump is going to go down as a legend. I don't know, man. You're going to go down as top flight security of the world. You were a cop. Did they have you on traffic duty, Tatum? What did they have you doing, man? What did they have you doing, dog? Everybody get paid, bro. Everybody get paid, dog. Right? I don't see you questioning lawyers that them other people hire. Oh, but they can hire who they want to hire, right? That's right, dog. Salute everybody. Y'all don't tell me he was a traffic cop. He was a traffic cop. Yo, stop. Don't tell me he was a traffic cop, man. He was a traffic cop for real, man. Yo, don't tell me he was. Hold on, man. I got to look this up real quick. He wasn't a traffic cop. Hold on, you guys. He wasn't no traffic cop, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Y'all lying, man. Y'all lying in the comment section, man. Was Officer Brandon Tatum a traffic cop? Y'all lying, bro. Hold on. He was a patrol officer, man. He was a patrol. Yo, y'all gotta stop. Hey, man, y'all gotta stop. I don't think get a nigga a whistle. y'all, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, though. Hey, they gave him a whistle. Y'all gotta stop, man. He was a patrol. Hey, that nigga out there in 100-degree weather. Somebody said he was smiling like he is on the screen. Oh, oh. They said that nigga was out there on the street telling people to stop. That niggas was speeding past. Man, that nigga probably blew that whistle 100 times. Oh, man, dog. No, man, don't try to do that, man. Don't try to do that, dog. Don't try to do that, man. Better say he was a patrol officer, man. Oh, they said he was blowing the whistle trying to get niggas to slow down. Oh, man. Nah, don't tell me he had the white gloves on too, man. Stop, man. Y'all stop it, man. Y'all ain't right, man. He wasn't doing all that, man. That's crazy, man. He wasn't doing all that, man. They said he was running over his toes and shit. Man, dog, that's crazy, bro. Oh, that nigga probably went to work and was like, man, I gotta quit this. I'm gone, man. Man, he wasn't doing that, man. Real talk, man. That man was a patrol officer, man. Y'all gotta stop this stuff, man. Y'all crazy, man. I'm gone, man. Y'all is insane, man. Bro, somebody said he was blowing the whistle 100 times and people were speeding right back. Yo, stop it, man. Stop this, man. The nigga said he had the same smile he had on his screen. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh. Shout out to LaToya. Eating PayPal. She said Tigger that nigga. She said Tigger that nigga was her only cop racially profiling blacks. I'm gone, Shawty. I'm gone. Stop this, man.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.